they actually weren't looking for answers to questions they were asking.
Hey, I'm Jeremy with Northwest. Today we're continuing our series on bettering your customer service, and I'm joined by one of our trainers, Taylor. Taylor, thank you for taking the time. You were just telling us that there are hidden costs in not training correctly. Can you please explain?
Absolutely. Something that most people or business owners tend to forget is that time costs money. And that rings true for things that we would consider small as well. Business owners tend to budget for big things and milestones like payroll, equipment, software, things like that. But they also forget that rework, interruptions, unclear processes, and things like that also cost money too, because they lead in a lot of confusion. And that confusion also mimics the client's experience. If our employees are confused, our clients are too, and they're often going to leave instead of spending more money and more time with people that they aren't sure they can trust.
Every small cost adds up in business. By anticipating where your problems lie, you can save yourself both time and money in the long run. So how did you come to that conclusion, or what made you realize that you needed to change training to save that money?
So something that I noticed over and over with maybe like half of the new hires in my classes was that they actually weren't looking for answers to questions they were asking down the line. They were actually asking for reassurance that they already knew the answer or knew how to find it.
So how did you adapt or change to meet them?
I actually adapted myself, and instead of just giving them the answers that they were asking for, I would start to change the questions that I would ask them in turn. So instead of just saying, oh, the answer is XYZ, I would ask them, well, where would you look? Or how would you find that? Or what do you think the client is actually looking for? Or if we solve the problem for them today, what's the next problem they're going to come with us tomorrow?
So when you started asking those questions, how did the people you were training change?
Yeah, over time, people eventually became more confident that they did know the answer themselves, and they kind of realized that they didn't need to know everything. They just needed to know who to ask, where to go, what resource to use, how to find what they were looking for, and how to think through the situation on their own. My favorite part of this process was actually watching that confidence grow for the new hires more and more, and then seeing them actually transform that confidence into working independently through the situation with the client on their own.
Empowering your employees to find the answer to the questions they're going to ask makes for a more confident employee in the long run. Coming up, Taylor's going to explain how you can change your onboarding process today to instill that confidence in your team. That's kind of cool. So what advice would you give a new business owner who's growing out their customer service team so that they're training people who are more capable of handling every situation?
I would say once you know and you're confident that your new hire and that your team can handle those questions and resources on their own, change the questions that you're asking them to. Instead of just delivering the answer that they're looking for, ask them in turn, where would you go? What kind of problem is the client actually trying to solve? What do you think that we can actually use to accomplish the scenario right now and right here? And then you can actually see that they actually know how to answer the question, how to think through the scenario, and how to fix the root cause on their own.
That's pretty incredible. Taylor, some really good advice. Thank you so much. Hey, if you found this helpful, take some time and hit the like button. That way we can get this information in front of other business owners to help them grow too. See you next time.